Okay, so we're going to talk about positive to commands today, and they're on page 47 of your grammar packet. And positive to commands are going to be how we tell someone that we know or someone that's younger than us what to do. So we use positive to commands to tell someone we know what to do or to give them directions or orders or commands. It can also be used with someone who's younger than us. For example, if you were babysitting. So to form our positive to commands, the first thing that you need to do is get the to form of the verb in the present tense, and then you drop the s. And you're going to keep any stem changes in the to form of the verb. So if it's e to ie in the to form, it's e to ie in the command form. So this is essentially the usted ellen ea form of the verb as well. So when we see this, we have to use the context to determine whether we're giving a command or whether we're talking about the usted ellen ea form. Alright, so let's take a moment to practice these, and we're going to take these 11 verbs and we're going to put them into the command form. So remember, get the to form, drop the s, keep any spelling changes. So you want to be especially careful with number 6, number 7, number 8, number 10, and number 11. So the command forms of these verbs are maneja, drive, dobla, turn, corre, run, leye, read, escribe, write, piensa, think, duerme, sleep, vuelve, return, da, give, mueve, move, pide, ask for. Let's talk about our verbs that are going to be very irregular. So our verbs that are really irregular in the command form are hacer, poner, tener, venir, salir, decir, ser, ir, and estar. So the first couple of these are yo-go verbs, and then the last three have a really irregular yo form. So that might be a little trick to help you remember. So our form of hacer is az, poner is pon, tener is ten, venir is ven, salir is sal, decir is di, ser is se, ir is ve, and estar is este. This next section is going to look at what we would do with a direct object pronoun, or lo, la, los, and las, when we use them with positive commands. So when we use a DOP with a command, we attach the DOP right to the command to make a longer word. So we're adding an extra syllable, so because of that we need to add an accent mark. But there's a trick to where you add the accent marks. So to figure out where to put the accent, you start at the last vowel, count backwards 3 vowels, and you put the accent mark on the 3rd vowel. If you don't have 3 vowels, then you don't need an accent mark. When we have positive commands, you never put the DOP in front of them. It is always attached. For our examples, number 1 is doble el coche. Lo will take the place of el coche and we'll attach it to make a longer word. So we get doblalo. Notice where I put my accent mark. Number 2, compra los sellos. Los will replace los sellos, so I get cómpralos. Again, look at the accent mark. Number 3, envía la carta. La will replace la carta, so I get envíala. Again, notice the accent. 4, lleva el paquete. Lo will replace el paquete, so I get llévalo. Look at the accent mark. So for all 4 of these examples, to figure out where to put your accent mark, you start at the last vowel, which would be the O or A of the lo, la, los, or las, and you start, that's your first vowel, and then you count back 3, and that's where you would put your accent mark. So it's kind of a neat trick to help us figure it out. Let's look at a few more examples. So for number 5, maneja la camioneta becomes manéjala. Number 6, haz las camas becomes hazlas. Notice with this one I only have 2 vowels, so I don't need an accent mark. Number 7, deposita el dinero becomes deposítalo. And number 8, devuelve los libros becomes devuélvelos. So this section is going to help us take a look at what we would do if we're giving a command with a reflexive verb, like dormirse or acostarse or vestirse. So if we're giving a command with a reflexive, we're going to attach the reflexive pronoun to the command to make a longer word. Just like with DOPs, we're going to need an accent mark when we add a reflexive pronoun. So we do the same thing. We start at the last vowel, we count back 3 vowels, and we put an accent mark on that 3rd vowel. And we're never going to put the te in front of the positive command. And te is your only option because these are 2 commands, so te matches 2. So with these, you don't even need to decide which reflexive pronoun you're going to use. You're always going to use te. So that helps to simplify it a little bit. So one thing to be careful of with some of our reflexives is there are some exceptions to where we put our accent mark, and that's just going to help us with pronunciation. So these are just certain things that you have to remember, and if you put it on the wrong thing, it wouldn't change the meaning of the word. So for example, with peinarse, it becomes peinate, and that's just for pronunciation. Cepillarse becomes cepillate. That follows our 3 vowel rule. And afeitarse becomes afeitate. And again, that breaks the rule. But if you look at peinarse and afeitarse, it's the EI combination that causes the problem. So again, note that we attach te to all of these. That's our only option because when we're talking about 2 commands, te matches 2. So that's the only choice we have for reflexive pronoun. Here's a few more examples. Maquillarse would be maquillate, lavarse, lavate, sentirse, siéntete, and acostarse, acuéstate.